Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're customizing the Grotti Cheetah Classic in Grand Theft Auto Online. This thing is of course on sale this week, so it is a pretty nice car to have, especially for the sale price. And of course this week armor is also free, so we're going to go all the way up on that. For the brakes, all the way up on those as well. For the bumpers, we do have quite a few options here. Now I have an idea of the build that I want to go for with this car, and I'm going to start it off with the Sport with the secondary splitter. For the rear bumper, we're going to go stock with secondary paint on that. For the engine, we're going to go all the way up, obviously, and then for the engine block, we can paint this. Let's go for the secondary color. You guys are going to see what I'm up to here in a few minutes. So for the exhaust, we have quite a few different options as well. I actually like the stock exhaust the best, so we're actually just going to keep that. For the fenders, we can go for a vented rear fender 2, classic rear, or the classic rear fender 2. I like the vented rear fender. Let's go for that one. For the hood, we have the sport hood, the retro hood with primary paint, or the retro hood with secondary paint. Let's go for the secondary paint on that as well. For the lights, we are going to go xenon. Of course, this thing has pop-up headlights, which is pretty sick. Yellow on black for the plate, of course. For the respray, now this is where things get a little more fun. The primary is ice white, which is exactly how I want it. Now the secondary color of the car, we are going to go ahead and make this into a really bright blue. So we're probably going to go for ultra blue. It looks really good, in my opinion at least, and we're not quite done with the car yet, so we're going to continue this. We do have the trim color as well here, so you know what, just because we're already going crazy with the blue, let's go for an ultra blue interior as well. It's kind of, ooh, that's a lot of blue. I don't know, might change that eventually. We can of course add a Grotti sun strip to this vehicle as well. That's not quite the same blue, but you know what, it's close enough. I think it looks good. We're gonna go for it. For these skirts, of course, we are going to go for the secondary color regular skirt. It says Grotti on the side, so I like that one better. We'll go for that. For the spoiler, here are some options. Of course, I would like to get the secondary colored spoiler with an open engine cover there, so we can actually see the blue engine as well. So far I like the secondary race spoiler too. That is a pretty good look for the car. The super secondary GT spoiler though is even better. So maybe we'll go for the super secondary race spoiler. That actually looks super good. We'll go for that. We can see the blue engine. Awesome. For the suspension, we are going to lower that down all the way, of course. For the transmission, we are going to go for the super transmission that this thing has, which is a pretty rare upgrade, so we'll go for that. Turbo tuning as well, of course. For the wheels, now this is where things get a little bit more interesting. I'm really bad at customizing old cars with the wheels, so we're gonna have to go ahead and look through some of these wheels and pick some that actually look good. See, I don't really want to go super low profile on these because I feel like they look weird, but at the same time we might just have to. I was thinking of going for like the Mercy concaves, if I can find them. Where are they? There they are. The Mercy concaves, you know what, they don't actually look too bad on this thing, so I think we are gonna go for those. Let's do it. For the wheel color, we could go black. It's kind of basic though. Almost want to go for something a little different. Could go for a frost white on the wheels, but I feel like that's like too, I don't know, that's too much. Let's see what blues they have though. Maybe they have a blue that would work. Not really. Bright blue's pretty close, but I feel like it looks mad ugly, so like we're just not going to do that. I think we're going to go stone silver for the wheels. I think that looks pretty good. We'll do that. For the tires, we are of course going to go bulletproof. Those are also free this week, so that's a huge dub. We are going to tint the windows all the way out on this car as well. I'm pretty happy with the look of this vehicle. I have customized one of these exactly like this before, so it's not exactly like this. Is something 100% new for me, but I'm pretty happy with this. So we're going to take this down to the ground. We're going to do a sound test and a full review on the car. All right, let's see how this thing sounds. Sounds pretty good. The pops and bangs are really loud on it, so I do like that for sure. Now this is the second fastest sports classic car in the entire game, so it's definitely a pretty good car when it comes to racing. and obviously as a result of that, the performance of the vehicle is very, very good. Now, I am pretty experienced with the Cheetah Classic, and I can tell you guys that the handling on this car is quite good. It's probably its best feature. The acceleration is also fantastic, and it's actually got a pretty good top speed as well. So it's pretty good in every single category. It's even got pretty good brakes. On top of all of that, the customization looks absolutely awesome in my opinion. There's so much that you can do to this thing. I really like all the secondary color options that they've added with this vehicle. I think it looks great. Let me know what you guys think of my customization in the comments down below. I'm interested to see what your opinions are on this vehicle. To get a little more in depth about the handling of the vehicle, we are of course going to take it through this pretty twisty section here. This is one of the sports classic cars that you can really throw at a corner, and it's going to go around it relatively well. It's got really good grip. This thing actually has pretty good downforce, I feel like, as well, especially for a sports classic car. On a track, the Turismo Classic just narrowly beats this thing in most scenarios, but the Turismo Classic, I mean, it is possible to beat it with the Cheetah Classic, obviously, depending on, you know, who's the better driver, who gets lucky, who hits a wall, all sort of things like that. So, you know, it's not a guaranteed victory for a Turismo Classic. However, it will just generally give you a little tiny bit more of an advantage over something like the Cheetah Classic. Now, of course, the HSW upgrade for the Turismo Classic is another story. If you're racing against a Turismo Classic HSW, you are going to lose in the Cheetah every single time, so that's only really applying to the people on the expanded and enhanced edition of the game, obviously. So those of us on last gen, like me on PC or on Xbox One or PlayStation 4, we are probably going to be fine driving this thing against a Turismo most of the time. So, you know, it's a really good car. For free mode, it's awesome. Definitely one that I would take to car meets. You're definitely going to be able to keep up with everybody in this thing as well. It's got great handling, as you guys can see by the gameplay here. I'm just flying around these corners and the car grips up so well. It doesn't understeer. If anything, it has a very, very slight oversteer bias, but it's like, it's just like, it's the perfect amount. It's the perfect amount to not have understeer. So the car is still really fun to drive. You get no understeer with this thing at all. If anything, you might get a tiny bit of oversteer, but it's super easy to correct and manage. So really the Cheetah Classic is just an absolutely fantastic car in every single way. I would definitely recommend picking this thing up while it's on sale this week. I mean, for $500,000 roughly, I mean, it's a fantastic car. You really cannot go wrong with this thing. Anyway guys, that is it for the Cheetah Classic customization and review in Grand Theft Auto Online. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you want to see me customize some of the other cars on sale this week, let me know in the comments down below. Of course, leave a like if you enjoyed, dislike if you didn't, subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.